Hi guys, welcome back to Racing Insider Bets. Yes, it is Josh here. We already know. Sorry, I've been away for a while. I think it's been 2 weeks actually since I've posted, which is crazy. Not meant to happen. It's just been extremely busy on my end, and you know, I guess around Christmas working is tough. But I did post on my Instagram, Racing Insider Bets _YT. Yes, go follow it. Little plug there. If you missed out last weekend, and we got some cracking results. So sorry about the top. Absolutely shocker. I've just come home, no clothes, anything. It's a nightmare. I'm 2 beers in. Went to pot. I tried to record this. It was awful. I've got no clothes, no nothing. It's just been a bit of a nightmare. But it's Christmas Eve, so just got to drink and get through it, don't you? So, a Merry Christmas to everyone that's watching this. This hopefully will come out on Christmas Eve or on Christmas Day, ready for Boxing Day, because that's what we're focusing on today. Yes, it is. But before that, yeah, I was saying, please have a look at the Instagram page. It's well worth it. We've been smashing over there. Last week we had a champ put up a 6-1. Breezed up home. We had Impal would have won at 7-1 had he not been ridiculously badly hampered on the first hurdle of the race. He was out. He went out, held up horse out the back. Two horses fell right in front of him first hurdle, and he just basically he nosedived. He almost stacked it out the back. Out of camera shot for half the race, and he somehow managed to come 6 lengths down on the winner, and he would have won that. He was easily 10-15 lengths down. From that, so he would have won that 7-1 each way though, so got some money there. And then we had on Sunday, actually not on Saturday as well, we had Metier running up each way at 33-1, so it's some big profit each way there. Happy days. And on Sunday we had a big winner, man, the myth, the legend, yes, the vocal Duke, the Duke. Salute you. I think it was I can't even remember where it was. Honestly, I can't remember where it was. I can see it in my head. Market Raisin. I think it might have been Market Raisin. He won at 7. I put him up 7-1 night before. Was backed off the boards to 11-4 favourite. And did it pretty snugly. So we got a fat profit there as well. So big day, a big sort of weekend on the. Even though I didn't post on YouTube, it was a big weekend on the Instagram page. And obviously the weekend before that, I posted Cheltenham, and we just had a second night. It said Cheltenham come second. Unfortunately, Midnight Shadow was third. I think it was, maybe that was on the weekend. Honestly, time's absolutely flown by. I don't remember anything, but yeah. Anyway, hopefully this is better. We get back to return to YouTube, and hopefully it's sort of back to the good stuff, back on form, and we'll get straight kicked in. Obviously, this is for Boxing Day, and for me, honestly, as a betting proposition, it's not a lot. There's not a lot there. I mean, it's Kempton, obviously, and that's probably Kempton and the races at Kempton and Wetherby are the big ones, and then there's sort of some at Sedgefield. Where else is it? Market Raisin, Fomwell, and Huntington. Obviously, there's big ones at Leopardstown, but I'm not massively clued in for Irish racing. So I will be having bets, but I won't be putting them up because I don't know 100%. I will try to get more clued in on it, but I've sort of really mainly stuck to UK racing. So I won't be just sort of throwing them out there, because I think I'll just leave it, because it's not my kind of area of knowledge, so I sort of won't even mess about. And obviously Wincanton, and I will be at Wincanton on Boxing Day. Hopefully, if everything's all right with COVID and all that, we'll be able to go there. So I have a tip from Wincanton, but I'll mainly be focusing at obviously Kempton and Wetherby. But Kempton's really thin. I think it's 6 races on a day. First one, the 12:45, is a bit dead. Broomfield Berg is really short price favourite. I think 4-7. He's been beaten last 2 times out, short price favourite. Paso Doble's 100-30. Saw him run at Taunton the other week, and he looked pretty impressive. But that's just not really a betting race at all. With the 120, I had rare time in. I tipped rare time up on the Insta page a couple of weeks ago, and he won pretty handily. 6-1, I think it was. Really nice, good return win. And he had entries into this and into the 120 today, sorry, and then he had the an entry into the Grade 2. It's not the Quarto Star, the other one I can't remember off the top of my head. Don't really care. And he's ended up going to that. I don't know why. I think they would have been better running him in this grade. It's a class 3. I think he actually would have a cracking chance. I think Bothwell Bridge is a little bit of a boat up front. Mr. Coffey's there. I think he'll definitely come on for that Newbury run. I would need to see him before I put him up one more time to check his jumping's all right. And Sebastopol 8-1 is a really interesting shout. He has second-itis. Did fall last time out. He would have won that though at Kempton. So he could be really interesting. 8-1. I think it's a really good price for him actually. So as much as I said, I'm not putting anything up. I would just be a tentative play on Sebastopol if I wanted to get my teeth into one early doors at Kempton. 8-1 is actually quite a good price. Not much research, but just looking at it, I think that's a really interesting one. The 150, it's grade 1. It's a Mickey Mouse race. It's basically 2 horse race. Brave Man's Game versus A Horse in Your. It's not a Mickey Mouse race. It's an interesting race. It's just not a betting race. They're all short price, and we'll leave it at that. If I would throw my hat in the ring, I would probably bet a Hoy Senior. I think a Hoy Senior is tasty, and has won grade 2. Whereas Brave Man's Game's 1-2, really impressive, obviously, but it was only won to class 2. So we'll see. It'll be really. It's cool to see him heading off. It's not really a betting race at all. It's just a watcher. So just for the day, so midday and Boxing Day, you'll watch that. But yeah, and then the 230 again, the Christmas Hurdle grade 1. I mean, this should not be called this is not a grade 1 caliber of race, unfortunately. I don't really rate Epatante. I think she's a little bit overhyped, maybe. I just don't see it particularly. I think I don't think Not So Sleepy is that good. Like the hype would suggest that she should not have even been close. Not So Sleepy in the fighting fifth, and they're dead heated. And realistically, I think Not So Sleepy got a bit hard done by there. I think it could have easily gone to Not So Sleepy to win the race, but anyway, that's kind of besides the point. The Tritonic and Soaring Glory are interesting in behind. I really do like. Obviously, I did hype up Soaring Glory a lot in one of my first videos after he won a list race at Ascot. I thought he was really good, and then he sort of shat the bed in Newbury, came fourth in a 4-runner field. I don't think he works particularly well in small fields. Like he's won some big handicaps in big fields, and I think that's when he kind of really sort of travels well, and he does go well at like a flat track though. So Kempton is good for him because he likes Ascot. He's obviously won there this season. I think he could be interesting at 13-2, and Tritonic obviously won last weekend at Ascot. I think Tritonic could be really interesting. I think he wants to go right-handed. I think he wants a flat track because he is a flat horse, like a flat racing horse, obviously, by sort of nature and breed. And I think so. This kind of Ascot, he's obviously won at Ascot. I think he'll be really suited to Kempton as well. I think he's won at Kempton last season. So 6-1 is a really good price. As I said, it's kind of like Sebastopol. I'm not putting him up, but 6-1. If I was interested, you have a few on the Boxing Day, I'd probably be backing him. Tritonic 6-1 there. It's a really good value. I think it's not particularly strong at the top of the market, and it's not really a grade 1 anyway. But considering a man that's not saying he's put up any tips yet, and I've put up basically 2, a bit of a shocker really. But anyway, we'll go and move on to the main one, sort of the whole Christmas calendar, and that is the King George 305 at Kempton. I do have a tip in this. Obviously, if you watched, I think only 18 people have watched the December anti-post, so it's probably unlikely. But it's been a cracking profit. It's been unbelievable for money. I've absolutely smashed it with that one. One of the best ones. I think I've not had one that hasn't placed. If it is run, it's placed at least. They've placed. So it's a cracking strike rate from it. I don't want to toot my own horn. I've had it. It was, hopefully the Cheltenham anti-post one is as successful as that, because that would be hopefully getting a few more subscribers in after that. But anyway, yeah, I tipped up Mr. Fisher. I thought he'd go here, and he does. Yeah, he tipped up 33-1. He is 32-1. I think he's 40-1 in places if you shop about. I think William Hilly might be 40-1. Happy Christmas, by the way. And I actually think he did quite well. I mean, I was watching Nicky Henderson's Stable Tour. I think it was yesterday. And I was in the interview about sort of his Christmas runners, and he was asked about Chad Chouse and obviously Mr. Fisher as well. He said about Mr. Fisher that he was meant to run him in the Peter. He wanted to run him in the Peterborough Chase, like get him ready for obviously the King George. Excuse me, and But he had like a little heart issue, and he sorted him out. So he was out for 2 or 3 weeks, and he missed Peterborough, and he's got him back working well. So that's a good sign. Yeah, he didn't sound overly confident that he was 100% or that he'd go and wipe the field. And he obviously said he needed good ground, but he's a classy horse. I mean, he's won. He came second. He got nosed out. Well, he got done on the head bob basically by Forlonge on his last time out in April at Sandown in the Grade 2. That was over 2 miles 7 furlongs, and obviously he's only stepping up in the furlong. I think he was going to go. He'll go the trip easy. He unseated obviously at Aintree. He was running well there. I think he blundered at the 11th, and then unseated Nico at the 12th, and he was going well. He's won obviously a Grade 2 at Cheltenham as well, over 2.5. So he's a classy horse, and on ratings he's there. He's there. He is definitely well within his rights. I think 33 to 1 still now is a cracking price. I actually think it will outrun his odds completely if the ground is good. So hopefully there's not a lot of rain at Kempton on Boxing Day, because I think it's not meant to be particularly I don't think it's meant to be a washout. So hopefully, steady to good ground, we have a really shot with Mr. Fisher. If I was picking one now, just looking at it, I think Asterion Forlonge at 7 to 1 is really good value as well. So the William Mullins horse, obviously Melinda come over from Ireland as well for Henry de Bromhead. Melinda normally sort of matures throughout the season, and I could see Melinda doing something, but I don't know. Obviously, he's classy enough to win the Gold Cup, so he's classy enough to really win this. But I don't think I'm not sold, and I don't think he will. I think William Mullins has a better shot as an Irish rider. I think Asterion Forlonge needs to go right-handed on a flat track. Obviously, he's done really well at Punchestown before. I was one on his last time out one at his sort of end of the season run in April, one at Punchestown, and then last time out in the John Durkin over 2.5 miles, he unseated 3 from home. He would have won that. I mean, he would have been Allaho. Allaho was sort of running out of puff and stuff, going in the running. He was cruising. Had he not sort of unseated there, Asterion Forlonge would have won John Durkin. He would be a lot shorter for this, I assure you. I think 7 to 1 is a cracking price. Clanders Oboe obviously going for the three-peat. He's obviously been lined up for this completely. He hasn't not ran at all this season. This is his race. This is what they kind of did with Frodon for down when they were running him at Down Raw. So I think they've lined him up. I think Nichols lined him up completely. But I do think Asterion Forlonge, if I was to pick one, would be really interesting. 7 to 1 is a good price as well. So I've tipped 2 there, basically Mr. Fisher and Asterion Forlonge. So we're going with 2 bullets loaded. So hopefully we can hit the target, at least one of them. I think we give ourselves quite a good chance. And I'll just mention the last one on 340 at Kempton. I think Earl of the Cotswolds 6 to 1 on the ratings is the highest rated horse in the races, going for the hat trick. I think he could get one for Twiston Davis, and he's got a £3 claimer from Zach Baker. I think he's a really, really solid horse. I think he's the best horse in this race. It's just whether it goes his way. And 6 to 1 is a good price, but I won't put him up. It's just a little wink over there. We're going to move on to Wetherby. Yes, the 2:10, the Rowland Merrick Handicap Chase. It's a Grade 3 over 3 miles, and I've gone for Top Ville Ben. He was 12 to 1 when I was writing this. He's come in a little bit, obviously, as the sort of field has developed coming out of final days. I think he's at 10. He's out at 10 to 1 now. You can get him in places at 10 to 1. He is 9 to 1 for most places, but I think at William Hill, I think he's 10 to 1. And I really like him for this. I think he's really overpriced, if you ask me. I mean, there's not a lot up front. The Silver Hallmark, the Beachy, Empire Steel, Good Boy Bobby, Cloudy Glen obviously won the one at Newbury where he beat obviously Fiddler on the Roof. We don't need to go into much detail on that. But I think Top Ville Ben is a really solid horse. He's been campaigning exactly the same as he was when he won this in 2019, and he had a year and 4 months break, so he missed the whole of the 2020 season. And I actually don't know why, but he has. But he's been campaigning exactly as he was when he won this in 2019. So he's had 2 runs before. He hasn't run particularly well in them. He ran in the Charlie Hall at Wetherby, the first time out after a year and 4 months off, and finished in 5th. Got he obviously needed the run, and I think Shamblu set them ablaze. Obviously the pace was just ridiculously set, and Top Ville Ben didn't really keep up with that on his first run after a year and a quarter or a year and a third off. So we can kind of excuse that one. That got him one on the belt. And then what really impressed me was when he ran in the Beecher at Aintree. He looked quality, and we were on Snow Leopard that day, and she won. And the only horse I was worried about in the whole field was Top Ville Ben. I was really worried about him, and he fell. And when he was travelling like an absolute peach, and then he fell. And I was thinking, as soon as he fell, I was like, right, we're gonna do this, because he was the only real danger I really saw. I just think he's I think he will outrun 10-1, 9-1 today. He's got course consistent form. He loves it at Wetherby. I think he's 3 of 6 at Wetherby. He's got 50% strike rate there. It's pretty top notch stuff. He was 3rd in the Cotswold Chase at Cheltenham. Obviously, I said 5th in Charlie Hall, and he was 3rd in the midways as well by Lost in Translation at Aintree. That's a Grade 1. So he's got Grade 1 form, place form, and I think Top Ville Ben here will give a cracking run for money at 9 and a 10-1 wherever you can get him, because I'm assuming you're going to get some places about, and I think he'll do some bits. Definitely do in the DBS Society. The viewing bits society. Sorry, I've had too many beers. Anyway, and as I said, I would be at. So yeah, we got them in, and then the last tip of the day. It's been quite long for only 3 tips, but I've actually thrown a few out there. So take what you want, take the crumbs. It's a 2:38 at Wincanton. I really looking there because I'm going there, and the one I've really liked there is Orbys Legend. He's 4-1 in the Pretense Network Handicap Hurdle. It's Class 2 over 3 miles and 1 furlong. I think he'll run a cracking race. I think he's the class horse in the field. If there's anyone that will go on to bigger and better things in this field, I'm certain it's Orbys Legend. He's owned obviously by Highclere. It's very unexposed. He's only ran 5 times for Philip Hobbs. Ran once in a point-to-point in Ireland, came 2nd in that, and then he got bought up by Highclere and sent to Philip Hobbs. And he's been really, really progressive for 4 of the 5 starts. He won 3 of them. He won 3 and placed in 1, and then had a bit of a stinker out at Haydock in a Group 3 last time out over 3 miles. I think the race didn't shape to where we wanted. I don't think he wanted the ground either. There are excuses that can be made. I think he will save the trip. That's what I'm trying to say. I think he does get through miles the way he shapes it. I think he will. I think he's got enough speed, obviously, because he's won over at 2.5 miles, won at 2 miles. I think he's got enough speed, and I think he'll stay. I think he's pretty class. I think he's the classy horse in the race. He's won a Group 3. He won the Silver Trophy at Chepstow on reappearance. I think he'll go really well there as well at 4-1. I think he'll give us a cracking run for our money, and hopefully we can get Boxing Day kicked off with some mad winners. So I'll have a video out, obviously for 27th. I just thought I'd go for a quick one for Boxing Day. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm glad to be back. We'll be a lot more consistent, obviously with the uploads. And I hope you guys have a cracking Christmas. And I'll see you very soon. Get on the beers as I am. I'm going to get Ben will run up. I think Ben's going to run us in there, definitely. I think the fish is going to flounder his way into at least place money. If not, Asterion Forlonge might win it. And then I do believe that Orbys Legend will be making me very happy boy when I'm at the post at Wincanton. But anyway, thank you for watching, guys, and I will catch you next time, which will be for the 27th. So anyway, have a good one. Merry Christmas, and yeah, let's get some winners. Get on, boys. Get on, girls. Up the fish.